Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hi guys, Archie Luxury, Everyday Millionaire, Everyday Millionaire. Quick wristwatch check. What does this millionaire wear? I'm wearing a Rolex Submariner date. Guys, today I want to answer the question, what is the single most important factor to becoming an everyday millionaire? What is the single most important factor? And this is assuming you're not marrying somebody with money or huge resources, because often that's a huge help. But say you meet somebody, you fall in love. What is the single most important factor to success? And I got to tell you, I'm going to quote Woody Allen on this. And Woody Allen was talking about happiness and fulfillment in life, and Woody Allen said the single most important thing is to find somebody you really enjoy being with, somebody you like, you love. This finding the right partner is the single most important key to happiness and feeling good about oneself. And I would also say that's probably the single most important factor towards becoming an everyday millionaire. The partner you choose. That's right, partner, because most of us, whether we're male or female, we want to have a mate. Now, it doesn't matter if you are heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, whatever you are, that really doesn't matter. But the partner, we as humans like to pair off and team up and do things. And I think the partner we choose has a huge impact. If we're feeling like shit, they can bring you up. If choosing a good partner over a lousy partner can make a huge difference to your well-being and feelings in life. Often it's very easy to have a great relationship when everything is fantastic. They're nice to you, you've got heaps of money. The real test starts when things go bad, when the ship isn't so great, when the ship is creaking and we're in the storm. That's when you can know whether you've married somebody right, or you don't actually have to be married if you're with the right person, or you're not. And that's an interesting way to put it. If you have somebody, for example, who has different life goals, they may want to, say, be very religious. They may want to help their family a lot. Well, these could be major hindrances to becoming an everyday millionaire. For example, let me give you a few examples. I know a couple gentlemen who are involved with Filipino women. Filipino women can be very loving, very enjoyable, but some of them can be a little bit nasty, just like any race or creed. And they often have strong ties to help their parents and siblings. And the reality is, if you want to become an everyday millionaire, you can't be giving thousands of dollars away every year until you've built up a critical base. And this is the thing. I know some guys who are with a Filipina lady, and basically they run the house, they pay for the food, they pay the mortgage, and the Filipina may earn a little bit, but that money is hers. That money is hers to give some to her parents, do a bit of this and bit of that. Well, that ain't really going to work. And this is the whole thing. it can be a real disaster. I know other people who are in a marriage and they've decided, well, you pay for your stuff, I pay for mine stuff. And for example, when one of them was unemployed, they borrowed money from the other one. And then they paid it back when they got a job. And then when the roles were reversed, they ditto. And although that sounds reasonable in practice, in reality, although I'm not a huge Christian myself, I tend to agree with the Dave Ramsey approach, which is once you are married, I tend to agree with Dave on this, even though he's a bit of a fundamental Christian and I'm probably not that way. I got to tell you, I do agree with what he says, which is if you're going to be together, you should really be married. And if you are, otherwise you're in a de facto. And if you are together, you've got to pull together as a team. If one of you is unemployed, well, you don't dox them, and you've got to be financially together. If you have separate money, it really isn't going to work. It really isn't going to work. You've got to solve these problems together. Otherwise, it's really, you're just two housemates who happen to have sex. You've really got to pull together as a team. And I got to tell you, picking the right partner can be incredibly important. I've seen with some people who've married Filipino, I'm not trying to pick on Filipino because some of them are amazing, nice women, but they have this desire to give stuff back to the family. And the truth is, if you are constantly giving money away, whether it's to family, whether it's to relatives, or whether it's to a church even, if you are a religious zealot or not, you're really not going to have enough core money for yourself. And I don't say this in a nasty, greedy way, but if you're paying taxes, see, the Bible talks about tithing. That's where you give 10% to the church. Well, the problem is the Bible doesn't, it was a different time and a different age, and if you start giving all your money away, you're going to have nothing to invest and create wealth. So I've got to be honest with you, whether you've got a Filipino wife who wants to send money back, whether you're giving money to the church, you got to stop. If you want to become a millionaire, you can't give this shit away. You gotta have a bit of greed and a bit of fire in your belly. And if you've got the wrong partner, if she's got different goals to you, this can be an absolute disaster. Say, for example, your wife is really into designer clothing. Well, that's going to be a bit of a wealth hazard. Say the husband's really into luxury cars. Well, unfortunately, luxury cars can be a very big hindrance to wealth creation because it limits how much money you can borrow for property investments. It also ties up a lot of money in maintenance and running costs, not to mention insurance, other storage, other costs that can go on with exotic vehicles. So having the right partner can be probably the single most important key element to becoming an everyday millionaire. And I've got to be honest with you, it's a tricky thing to follow. Divorce, if you have a partner and then they're not happy and they head to divorce, well, it generally sides with the person who gets the children. And in Australia, if you've got two kids under 16 and you get divorced, it's usually the woman who takes the children, and the property settlements are basically 70-30. 70-30. It's pretty grim for the man. Not to mention he's then stuck with ongoing maintenance. That's child support costs. Thank God Australia doesn't have this stupid thing called alimony. Could you imagine paying alimony to support a grown woman for the rest of her life until she marries or dies or you cease working? My God, this concept is scary. But this is the truth. Marrying the wrong person, being in a relationship with the wrong person can be an absolute disaster. Conversely, marrying the right person, being in a relationship with the right person is probably the single greatest thing you can do to become an everyday millionaire. That's right, guys. To become an everyday millionaire, you got to be on the same hymn book. You've both got to be frugal to build up your seed capital to get to a certain base. You've both got to have eye for eye and understand that you want to make investments in the short term so you can have good fun in the long term. This is a difficult concept to explain. It's a difficult concept to follow through with. It's much easier to be spending money than to be saving the stuff. Money is often one of the biggest causes of divorce and separation. And I've got to tell you, if you pick the wrong person, that can be an absolute disaster. A disaster. A disaster. There's other stories where men have picked up a Thai wife who may come from a limited education background, and then you've empowered her by putting assets in joint names and coming to a country where the divorce laws favor the woman in many cases. You can get shafted by these type of women who don't understand the situation. Well, they do. They understand it for themselves. So, guys, all I can say is choose wisely, because picking the right partner is the key ingredient to becoming an everyday millionaire. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. If you want to see more videos about everyday millionaires, please donate to ArchieLuxury. These videos cost money. The Google ads is pathetic. I make these videos as an ongoing community service so people can become an everyday millionaire. Donate. Send a PayPal donation. PayPal, ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com. ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com. Thank you for your support, and I hope you become an everyday millionaire. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to introduce a new service to you. ValueYourWatch.com. Proud supporters of ArchieLuxury. No seller's fees, no buyer's fees. That's right, guys. This is a trading platform to buy or sell watches. You can start selling for free. That's right. We advertise our paying for our paying subscribers on Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's a global platform. That's right, guys. Get $50 off the annual subscription by applying the coupon Archie when you check in there. But guys, you can try this for free straight away. Guys, you can start listing watches. ValueYourWatch.com. Give it a try and tell me what you guys think of that.
Feeling me, me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me.
Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 paid review. I can't survive on Google ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the Pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.